Secrets, lies, and old haunts. This is the What If After Show.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes! Party!
All right!
Hey! Welcome to the What If After Show. You guys were a full panel tonight. We're so excited. Welcome, ladies. I'm your host, Louisa Sharamatyan, and last week it was just me and Mia. Oh my God, again. Me and Mia.
Mine, Mia, it all sounds the same.
Right, and
I like it.
Tonight we are joined by two additional amazing ladies. We have Chelsie.
Hi.
And we have
Karla.
We're so excited because we are just obsessed with the show. And
so obsessed.
Yeah, and
Yes.
before we kind of dig in and talk about everything, I do want to say that we can't binge it, so we are going by every, 2 episodes. So tonight we're talking about episodes 3 and 4, and we have a fun segment. We have some news and gossip and all of that good stuff. This show is so damn good,
So
and
good.
it's just
Yes,
so
so
hard
good.
to just break up everything and talk about it. But overall thoughts about episodes 3 and 4.
There's so many secrets.
Yes.
And it's just like,
Yes.
and every episode, I'm just like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who is she? Who is she? It's great. And also, I gotta say, I called it last episode. I was like, Anne or the relationships are gonna start spiraling. Like, there's gonna be
Yeah.
so much lying. And what do we know?
So intense.
Yes.
I think there's so much regret happening. Like, instantaneously, things
Yeah.
have turned. Two people that were in love now
Yeah.
can't even be in the same room together. It's crazy.
And then definitely the relationships are being tested. I think with Sean and Lisa's relationship, she's definitely having some major trust issues there where she has to go take the picture when Sean is having lunch with his
Maddie.
ex. Yes.
Yeah.
Snap it, girl.
No, definitely, I see the regret. I think right now they're like, what the hell did we get ourselves into?
Mm-hmm.
And from the last scene from episode 2, we see him running home, kind of running back home to Lisa, because she kept on calling. So from now, the standpoint of where they are right now is they're trying to work it out. But from episodes 3 and 4 is more secrets are coming about because Maddie keeps on hitting him up, right? So the only reason that Sean really went back to Anne's house was to figure out why she contacted Maddie in the first place, right? They were all kind of confused, like, this is not a coincidence. What do you guys feel about Maddie's position right now in this whole weird threesome thing going on? And then because we have Todd in the middle, we see flashbacks of Sean being a murderer back in the day. So how do you feel about Maddie right now and her whole addiction and the blackmail situation? Because a lot is happening.
I think she just kind of got thrown into it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, she's part of Sean's past, and because she's a part of Sean's past, that's when Anne, I reached out to her, and because she plays a big role of what Sean did back in the day, I think she's just kind of getting thrown into it, and she just kind of wants to get her way out of it. And, she's even in the bathtub, and that's when Anne confronts her, and she's like, no, I'm rich. And she's like, you're everything, but not rich. So that was an intense moment. And then she, Anne brings back the drugs. And
Yeah. That was like episode 4, I believe. I think that was episode 4. And in episode 3, we kind of get introduced to her doing the blackmailing. And I think that's all Anne, though. That was all an Anne attack waiting to happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she's just... Maddie is someone that Anne can use against Lisa and Sean, so she's going to do that. And she's getting her way because Maddie needs something, which is money, and then Anne needs to get in between the relationship, which is Maddie, so it just works out perfectly.
Well, I want to know what Sean did. I mean, we kind of start to mix like 3 and 4 together, but it's like how badly. I want to see what happened before the moment that we see in the episode. Like, I want to see the span of their relationship, because how in the world is Maddie so mad with him that she's gonna make him pay $50K to keep a secret? I'm like, what did he do to you? Because Sean seems like a pretty good person.
I think it's Anne kind of just whispering in her ear every second, remember, he did this, he did that. And I think she kind of wants to let it go. But I think, Maddie made it clear.
And has this hold over
Well,
her.
yeah, also Maddie made it clear, like, you thought about your future, now I need $50K to start my life up. You have your Mrs.
She's bitter.
You have your Mrs.
right.
Einstein. You know what I mean? And what am I going to do? And, kind of speaking of Mrs. Einstein Lisa right now, we see her having lunch with Avery. And do we feel like Avery's fishy? Like, what's your thoughts on Avery right now?
Fishy.
So fishy.
I loved what Lisa said. What did she say? She said, "Before we talk about Anne's expectations, let's talk about mine." And I was like, "Yes, Lisa, yes."
Such a badass. Even how she even sent over like Anne sent over champagne to the lunch, trying to show that I still got this. I'm controlling everything. But I even secretly think that Avery has a crush on Lisa.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's definitely some chemistry, especially when they're having lunch together and he's just asking, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I'll be back in a minute." You could tell he really genuinely cares for her.
Oh, yeah. No, well, he didn't even mention, like, you and the kids right now are all I'm thinking about. So there was some story behind that, But I also feel like the way, Maddie kind of walked by the window and everything is just constructed so perfectly. So I don't even know what to believe anymore. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Kind of like that. Especially the flashback of 8 months ago when Anne handpicked her from the floor doing the heroin. Like, what's your motive?
I think she's just 10 steps ahead. Like, we're watching and she's 10 steps ahead of us too. And I think Avery's not as nice as he seems. I think he's another one of Anne's puppets, 110%.
Yeah, because if you think about it, his backstory was so clean and neat and buttoned up, and he was like, "I went to the top of the mountain and I had a moment and a realization. I came back down a better person. Then why are you working with Anne?" But then again, why is Lisa working with Anne? Everybody, I think she just knows what people needs and then draws them in.
Well, and there was one thing that he said that I loved. He's like, now it's like I'm not trying to make money. I'm trying to make meaning. Like I'm trying to find the meaning of my life. And he had this gorgeous, like, Icelandic model fiance that they broke up and everything. But I think he's trying to find meaning right now. But I don't even know if he thinks Anne is so disgusting and so like conniving and devilish. I think he has a lot of surprises that he's going to get used to right now. But one thing I do like is how Lisa is reading the book right now because she wants to be just like her. What do you guys think about that?
It's intense. And I kind of seen, between 3 and 4, every moment Lisa starts becoming her a little bit more.
Yes.
And so that's one thing I noticed.
Yeah, in the very beginning, when she's sitting in the dark, when Sean comes home, I'm like, these are Lisa vibes.
Oh, yeah.
100%. She's like, "Where have you been?" "Oh, I know where you've been. I've been looking at your location on the phone." I was like, oh, snap.
When she was like, "Be careful what you wish for." Like, you wanted me to be just like her. Like, you don't know if you want that. I was like, oh, girl. Okay.
Honestly, I think the fact that she even had to say, "I became that wife that I have to GPS you and find out where you are," that's why she knew, okay, this is done. Like, we're not going to make it. And then one thing Sean said I love, because I love to write down all the quotes, he said something like, "Let's not fight against each other. Let's fight for each other," right? And I feel like they're at the point right now where he's not telling her anything, and she's getting annoyed. She really wants him to share what happened that night, but he's not budging.
Yeah. And maybe, I wonder sometimes, I don't even know if Lisa wants him to necessarily share what happened that night. Like, she says she does, but I think she more cares about, like, she's caught him in every single lie he's told since.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, "I don't need to know what happened that night. Just, like, you lied to me, and then you said you were getting tacos, then you lied to me. Like, at the party," I'm trying to think, was that 3 or 4 now? I don't want to get ahead.
No, go for it,
at the party, I was like, Sean had the nerve to call Anne in the middle of the party. I was like, "Are you dumb, boy? What are you doing?"
She's
gonna walk over.
You're calling your sugar mama like in the middle of your party date, like real estate, whatever that was. We'll talk about that. Was
that was
I don't even know what that is. I try to rewatch it. I'm like, I don't get it. So you don't do that. And then poor Lisa, she walks over to him and says, "So I guess I'm not going to ask anymore." That's how our relationship is right now.
And then after that point, I think she totally snaps into Anne, because at the end of that episode, that when she confronts Sean at the house and everything, I'm like, this is Anne vibes.
Oh
totally.
my God. Yeah. Well, one thing that stuck out to me is that Hermes scarf she brought Anne. What do you guys think about that? She brought her to the house. The African theme. She researched. She's like, I read in the book that you had an epiphany about this, where she was in Africa or something. So she goes to Hermes and she buys her a very expensive silk scarf, which Anne threw away. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah,
wait, I didn't notice that.
No, yeah, she literally did not care about Anne.
And Anne is so, I don't want to say the B word, but such a bitch, sorry, that she said, oh, it is small. Did you guys see her say that?
She's like, I have so much money.
Yeah, and then her friend Cassidy said, don't give peanuts to an already bagged elephant, as in don't give gifts to people who have the world.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think Lisa, I think she should be smarter about what she says to Anne. I think sometimes she likes to tell Anne outright, like, I know what you're up to. Like, I'm reading your book. Like, I'm studying up on you. And it's like, you don't need to say that, maybe. Like, if you're going to play the game, play the game. Like, read the rule book, break the rules, but don't tell her that's what you're doing. Like, keep your game plan secret. Yeah. She's like, don't come near my man. I'm like, well, now she's going to come near your man, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like right now she's just so emotional. She's an emotional wreck, and Anne is just loving it, and she's reading her inside and out, knows how to play her just like her little chess game. And I think moving forward, we're going to see so many different dynamics of Lisa. I don't think we're going to like what she's going to turn into. No, because even at the end of episode 4, she like was starting to freak me out a little bit, with the whole phone thing. Like she turned off, like I don't even know who that is, and it was Maddie calling, and I think we're gonna definitely see different sides of Lisa. The fact that we can like talk a bit about Lisa and stuff while we jump onto other stuff, but the way that Lisa even deleted that voice message when we talk about Sean, like all of that, it's just like that was not okay. He actually wanted to open up to you and tell you about his past.
I didn't like that she did that either.
I just think you're starting to realize that emotions aren't your friend in this type of game. Like when you're messing with people like Anne Montgomery, you can't be emotional. Like you can't be in your feelings. You have to be cold about things to the point, and you just want to reach your goal.
Oh my God. So intense. But before we, continue and talk about more stuff, I know Mia has some stuff to share.
Yes. Hello, everyone. We just want to say thank you so much for watching AfterBuzz. You guys are making us the ESPN of TV talk. We are so lucky. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I think we all feel the same way. We're so lucky to be here. We're so lucky to be able to do this with you all. So if you want to keep supporting, give us 5 stars on iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, like us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, comment. We love comments, and we're going to be watching on the live chat, so if you want to say hi, Karla's on there. And then just, thank you so much again. We feel really lucky to be here, and we're going to keep this party going.
Yeah, thank you, Mia. And like I always say, we're like a buffet for TV shows. We cater for everyone. We have everything. So watch, comment, go on iTunes, subscribe, all that good stuff. We have our chat going on. Is there anything that we should know about anyone talking to us yet? Or
not yet.
Okay. But if you do, I always say no spoilers, because we're taking this every 2 episodes. So, okay, now let's talk about Ian.
He gives me the creeps.
Angela.
He is obsessed.
Oh my God, the keys. Like, I have so much to say right now. It's so hard to, like, I don't want to jump so much because it's hard to do 3 and 4, you guys. Don't judge us. It's just really hard right now.
We're trying our best.
Trying our best not to go back and forth. But overall thoughts about what they're doing, how she's not telling him that she's pregnant and he had to guess. Like, what's your overall stuff right now?
Well, I will say I was wrong. Last week I had a prediction, and I was like, I think he forced himself. But in a way, I mean, I think it's consent. Like, she likes him, but I think you can tell she's not fully in, right? Like, she's cheating, but she's not fully in emotionally. Like, he's really, like, in love or fascinated. I'm not even in love, but fascinated with her. But you can tell in her interaction, she's still kind of like, I don't know. And it's probably because she's a gut feeling that he's not right. Yeah. Like, he's not right on the inside. Something is going on up here. Like,
you guys, like, I mean, he just went on the edge of the building.
Freaking ledge.
What that scene went from 0 to 10 real quick.
I was like, what's happening? Like, who does that? Like, you have so much, I don't know, confidence and, like, body balance or whatever to do that.
I would fall over. I don't trust myself.
Like, no, that was just him. That was him saying, if you're not going to take risks in life, why are you living? And she's like, calm down. Like, calm down.
Who is this man?
Yeah, no, I know. And I think it really hurt him, though, that she wasn't opening up to him to say, I am pregnant. But you know what? To her favor, she doesn't know who the dad is. Well, now we know.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought it was just even creepier when they were on the roof together and they were just having breakfast. And, he's just saying, hey, come over to my place tonight. Todd's not going to be at home. And then she's like, maybe. And he just freaks me out. He's like, well, I'll take maybe for now. Like, that is so controlling almost.
He said a lot of forceful things.
Yeah. Well, he also said your husband has home court advantage. Like,
That was so
oh
weird.
God.
He's just such a creep. I feel like he's so desperate for love. It makes you question, like, what other healthy relationships have you had?
None.
Probably not. Well,
Zero.
Did you see how he talked about his mother when he said something like,
Yeah, you're
I feel like that's what
Good
caused him to
point.
jump. Like, it was weird.
something was off, like, because he said, oh, she died in a violent way or something like that, and she had no idea.
Yeah.
She's like totally in the dark. No, his emotionally.
Did he do something?
You know what? I'm not gonna assume anything, but something was off. He is a weird doctor. Like, something is just. He's a stalker and just all these different things. But from what I know is that right now, Angela trusts Lisa because she takes over the DNA test to her.
Yeah.
Takes over the blood and everything.
I think that's nice. I think out of all the relationships in this show, they have the best. They both trust each other, and there's like depth there that they've been friends for a while. So it's nice to see that dynamic between them.
Yeah, I mean, I like how kind of she walked over and gave her the spoon and the blood, and then towards the end at the weird real estate party.
What the heck?
What was that? Like, what is that?
No, give me the
Who does that?
heebie-jeebies.
First of all, the whole real estate party, that it's weird, but also, you guys, what do we think about Marcos and Leon right now? Like,
I don't get their relationship.
so
I don't
open.
get it.
I don't know. I think Marcos wants to explore a little more than he says, and
Yeah.
I think, what's the boyfriend's name?
Wait.
No,
So it's Marco.
It's Marcos, Leon,
Leon.
and then Kevin is a threesome dude.
Yeah,
The
and
threesome
Leon
guy.
is like totally about it, and I'm like, why aren't you protecting your man? I'd be possessive. Like, come over here. What are you doing? And he's just like inviting Kevin everywhere. Like, come.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like Marcos, like, we're learning a lot about him as a person, which is, he has an interesting dynamic because he has this guilt about it. Whereas Lionel, I don't know if it's Lionel or Leon. I don't know. I have to look back. I think it might be Lionel. I'm not sure. But he kind of like is like, it's fine. Like, he's gonna come over, like, have your fun. But I don't know if I think Marcos is actually like not okay with it. Like, I think he's kind of struggling between like society thinks this is weird to have an open relationship, but also like he might personally think it's weird. You know, he seems like maybe a monogamous type. Like we talked about it last time. He said he wants something like what Sean and Lisa has. So maybe he thinks he wants this like third person in the mix, but maybe he doesn't.
Deep
and
down,
he's just
he
confused.
wants the traditional kind of monogamous relationship. But also, what I kind of see is that he's very religious. He goes to church. He goes to confessions and all of that. And I think not that Leon mocks him about it, but he always says, "Stop labeling yourself, dude. Like, live your life, live your truth." But also, they're on different levels. Like Leon is just mature, probably and he's still Marcos is still climbing up that whole relationship ladder where it's like maybe he's not that sexually experienced yet, and Leon, you can tell Leon has had his fun.
He's had his fun.
Yeah. So I think he's looking at Marcos as a little boy, like, go and have your fun, but I'll be waiting. But I don't think that's gonna end well.
I 100% agree. I think it's going to go south really fast. I think he's already showing signs of being like a little... It's like when you first talk to a guy and you're just like stalking his Instagram, his Snapchat. He's like already doing that.
He was.
Why are you so invested? Like, you're supposed to just be sleeping with him. You have your own boyfriend. Like, it's just
Also,
fishy.
who does Kevin think he is when he came in drinking that orange juice? I was like, get out of my kitchen.
I don't like that.
Get a cup, thank you.
I didn't like that at all. That was it was too intrusive, and I don't like how Leon even admitted and said, "I've been kind of thinking about Kevin too, but like the things that he did to you." You know, I don't know. And even like his own sister Lisa said, "You guys are letting someone come in you guys have been together only for 6 months. Like, what is that?"
Yeah.
It's off for sure.
I think Marcos is getting way too invested in it, and he doesn't know how to pull himself out.
Yeah, no, I know. And I feel like they're at a point right now where they want to explore each other, but at the same time, they're kind of going off of what Lisa and Sean used to be. And I think Lisa's getting annoyed of that. Like, stop calling us perfect, dude. We're not perfect.
Yeah, everyone's calling them perfect, and they're over it.
No, so over it. And I think I don't know. I feel like when they had that family dinner, you know, when they had the yummy tacos and stuff like that, did we all see the family dynamic? I love that.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
They seem very close.
It was sweet.
yeah, they have like this close dynamic, but that's when they really realize that, oh my God, Lisa's having issues. They're all in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when Sean comes in and he's like, we need to talk in private. Everyone just gets quiet. They're like, okay, not the perfect couple anymore.
I don't know. There's so many makes and turns. Like, I don't even know what to believe. You know what I mean? And I feel like even the whole money situation. How do we feel right now about Cassidy getting fired?
So bad.
What do you guys think about that?
I feel so bad for her. She just got caught up in the middle. She doesn't even know anything, like what's going on. She doesn't know why Lisa is firing her. She's totally in the dark.
She's in the dark.
And I think, Lisa's really going to regret that because it's going to backfire on her real quick.
Yeah.
I think Anne needs to be careful about what she's, or no, I'm sorry, not Anne. Lisa needs to be careful because she said it in like one of the very first episodes. Anne is 10 steps ahead of her, and she probably already knows that it's Cassidy. Like Cassidy. Like I just think she's got to think even more steps ahead of Anne, if that makes sense.
And on top of it, I feel like she made a big mistake just because Cassidy was the only person that was really on her side.
Yeah.
That really had like the best intentions for her. So who's gonna look out for her now? Like I think Avery's nice, but something about him is very off.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Anne, like you said, I totally think she's 20 and 30 steps ahead of poor, naive Lisa. Because you know what? Anne's background's tough. We'll talk about it right now. But, Anne is still a bit stable versus Lisa. Lisa's so young and naive and still wants to hold on to Sean, especially in a sexual way right now. I think there's a lot of insecurities going on. I'm scared for her, too. You got rid of your best friend. Your poor friend needs a lot of money right now because she was working for you for how many years on basically no salary, and then everything's just going wrong. But, speaking about Anne, you guys, let's talk about that weird scene with the tiger and just everything going on, the old haunted house. Like,
I
overall,
felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the one moment where you're like, okay, this person is really cold. She's definitely messed up, but she has feelings, and you can tell there's a lot of trauma there and a lot of hurt and a lot of unresolved business. And I mean, everyone can relate to that.
the keys. The keys.
Oh, when she took him out of the
Keys
glass
were
thing.
Yeah, and when Lisa eyed them, I was like, okay, that's going to be a huge thing because she has them in who has a set of keys and a
case.
giant
Weirdest
safe?
thing.
First of all, you have the keys that unlocks the door where you were possibly raped as a child. Why would you, it's just so weird.
I think some people run like full force into their trauma, and I feel like it's her way of getting her power back. I don't really know what to say about that because I'm like, I guess you can handle your trauma or your past grief how you want, but to me, it's just like interesting. Like you hold those keys, like, ooh, I want to get rid of it. Everything's in plastic. What is going on?
No, go ahead.
I was like, get rid of the place. Like, why are you holding on to something so dark? And just when she screamed into the barrel, you could really feel her pain and her flashbacks and stuff. But she's got to let that go. I feel like that's what makes her a little unstable.
Well, I think that's what makes Anne. I think that's who she is because of her past. And I feel like whenever she tries to get soft or anything, she goes back there to remind her, I do not want to go back to this place.
That's a good point, Chelsea.
Something triggered her, and it was when Foster said the word victim.
Yes. When she was like...
Foster. I love him. You know who he reminds me of?
Man.
Okay, off topic, but Princess Diaries. He is. He's like...
Yes! Oh my
reminds me of the guy in
God.
Princess Diaries. He's like the calm and
Beautiful.
the storm. Like,
Those
he's
eyes.
great.
Yeah.
Beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah. How much does he know? I don't know. He's very interesting to me.
So he said something. He said, worst kind of victim is the one who chooses to create another victim. So here's the thing. That word triggered her so bad that they go into that weird house. By the way, amazing music during that scene. I wrote it down to share with you guys in case you guys were wondering. It was so awesome. It's called Bat for Lashes by this group called A Forest. I Shazammed it. So
She has it.
It was just awesome. So she goes inside the house. Everything's wrapped in plastic. I think she's preserving her childhood.
Very much so.
Yeah, and then she goes inside the room, and she ends up kind of sleeping, but then we see kind of a flashback of her youth. First of all, her mom looks just like her.
Yeah, for a split second, I thought, is that her?
Yeah,
it was her
and
too.
then I was like, no, that's Anne as the little girl, and that's her mom, but they look so much alike.
But what if it is Anne? And she's looking on to, what happened to her. Who knows? I don't know.
There was a little girl looking at it from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That
I don't know.
that little girl is Anne. I think, and then whether it was the boyfriend or if it was the husband was beating the wife or the mother and said something like, she's ruining our lives. Blah, blah,
Yes,
blah.
I felt so bad. I was like, as a mom, how do you say that to a little girl?
He came in, probably beat her or
That's what I assumed.
or raped her. Oh my God, this is so sad.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I read somewhere, and this is I don't even know if it's fact, but is it true if you've been raped, it makes you more likely to
do it to
rape
someone else.
something like that, like torture someone if you've been tortured.
Well, there's like the abuse cycle, like
Yeah.
that's
Oh
a
my
thing
God.
that happens, and then people, you know, who've gone through it, it's always the struggle of breaking the cycle. But
Yeah, no, I know, and it's just so hard to digest and talk about. But while she was in her little moment, Foster. Sorry, you guys. Forrest and Foster.
So many characters.
a lot of names.
Mia and Mina, hang with me, okay?
There's a lot of names.
Well, that's because
We're
Mina,
trying.
Mina is my close friend, and she's the host at AfterBuzz TV. We host together, and you're Mia, so that's why I confused
my
the two.
twin. I need to meet her.
Yes.
Compliment.
She's in Germany now, so. So Foster knocks on the door and says, "Okay, so Maddie wants the cat. No, Maddie's gonna get the check for $50,000. And she just says something like, retrieve it and give her cash." So let's talk about the scene that Anne goes into Maddie's bathtub, and she's trying to live a good life. This one busts out the heroin. Like, tell me what's happening right now. Like, I cannot.
She literally was like, "Who's gonna miss you when you're gone? Like, no one. So just have this." I was like, "Oh my God." I feel like she knows. Well, now Maddie doesn't want to be a part of her scheme anymore, so she's done with her. She's like possibly a liability, so she's wants her out, and she did just that.
I don't like how she said, well, Sean's story, well, to her defense, she's like, Sean's story has come to an end. There's nothing I can do anymore. Like, let him be happy. I was so happy she said that, because I was like, okay, fine, leave him alone, you know? But Anne starts talking about appendix and all these weird phrases. Did you guys
No.
She
I know,
talks in
'cause-
riddles.
Yeah, and then she's like, you're a lot of things, but you're not smart if you think 50K's rich.
And one thing is, when you don't get what Anne's saying, you have to kind of pay attention to those puzzles because it comes out later. Like, okay, it's gonna everything that she's saying. Like, this show is very smart in how they made this character. So it will come out a little bit later on stuff that she's saying. If you quite don't get it, it's gonna resurface.
I rewind and pause all the time to understand.
Just to understand what she's saying. No, I feel
You
the
know,
same way.
And then, here's the thing. Do we think that heroin was like an extra dose or something? Or did Maddie commit suicide? What do we think?
Or did someone, I don't know, maybe it made it look like it, but someone else actually killed her
I
too.
didn't think about that.
I feel like she just.
I feel like she
maybe
did it herself.
overdosed.
Yeah, I feel like she overdosed, did it to herself. I mean, she was
talked her into
clean for a little bit. She probably took too much, and it was too much for her body to handle.
It's when they were playing chess, Anne said, I gave her a choice and she chose the poor one or something like
Just
that.
like my mom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wait, another thing that I noticed was when Lisa and Sean were together and Maddie was calling Sean at the same time and shortly after she overdosed. So she called him before she did it. So there's so much going on.
Okay, and then first of all, here's the thing. She's dead, whatever, right? But then that's one thing that we can kind of put aside. But we have someone new that we have to worry about. Who is that old man that...
Old man.
Oh my
The
God!
Skype
all
call.
these names. The
Skype
Skype
call.
call.
Yes, his name is...
What's his name? Do we have the expensive...
Liam. Yes.
Liam. I love how she's like, Liam is just a criminal dressed in expensive clothes. What do we think about Liam? Who do we think he is? Is he the big man behind all the money?
Absolutely. I think he controls Anne. I think he's dangerous. I think he has a plan, and she's the one that carries it out.
So you think everything that Anne's doing, Liam is...
Yeah, like he controls her. Like we really think she's in control, but that was just so odd. Like on the screen, like that's your meeting, and he's like kind of threatening her, and she's trying to fight back. So you can tell she's definitely the one that's like inferior to him for sure.
I don't know. I felt like she expressed a lot of power in that situation, actually. Yeah, like the things she was saying, like she was like, oh, this is an entirely personal interest. Like it gave us, honestly, a hint into what this entire thing is, because we're speculating, like, why she's doing this to Sean and Lisa. And the fact that she said it was personal, I'm like, what does she know?
Yeah.
Like, that was what kind of stood out to me in that situation. And then, I don't know, maybe he is giving her money, but I feel like he doesn't have control. No one can control Anne. Well, she's wild.
Now we kind of maybe know the motive just a little, not a lot. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to know what, like, kind of was her motivation. Why are you going after this couple? But because I want to make sure we have okay, perfect, 17 minutes. Okay, good. So I want to know the motive, obviously, but the fact that she said something like, "I value that girl so much." She said something.
Yeah, you're right.
I think I overestimated her.
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
what she said.
Oh, and that's when Foster said, just like, Liam is overestimating you.
Oh, yes.
I love that he's sassy back. I'm like, tell it, Foster.
Well, he straight up said, I'm not going to stand here and witness you ruin lives. I'm loyal to you, but what the fuck are you doing, bitch?
Yeah.
You know, like, sorry, what are you doing, beep? Like, that's crazy.
I kind of want to be mad at him.
Beep myself.
I kind of want to be mad at him for helping her go through with all these bad things, but then he's so sweet, and I feel like he has good intentions. I wonder what his tie to her
beautiful. And he has a ring, so he's married.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Girl,
really are
I'm-
watching him. Okay.
When I moderate, I go into nerd mode. He's so beautiful. But okay, one thing I do want to cover before we jump into news and stuff like that is, okay, so finally we know the baby is Todd's.
Yes.
So she goes to the house, right, and says, I'm not going to be with you anymore. Psycho-ass doctor has keys to her house. What is this, you guys? Like,
did he have tools or was there more keys?
No,
There was more
more
keys.
keys.
There
It
was
says
like
he has
8.
key to like
It's-
everybody. So
it's-
he's a serial killer.
it says Angela. It says
Front door.
locker from the hospital, and gate. How does he have the door keys? Did he take the time to make replicas from?
Maybe
so
when he had the card, did he have keys on that card? Maybe they were on there and he made copies of it.
Because she lost her keys at the hospital.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
there you go. We figured
So
it
he
out.
made copies.
So he
I have
took the. I
chills.
got the chills. He took the. That's why he's like, oh, I'll give it to her in the morning.
Yeah.
He made copies of each one. The house keys, the backyard or whatever, the bathroom.
See, he is creepy. It's gonna happen next episode or two.
It's about to go down.
Oh
Is he
yeah.
gonna kill her?
Todd. It may
He
be
might
Todd.
I don't know.
I
like
think so.
kid-
That's my prediction.
What?
Right
What's
here.
your prediction?
Wrote it down.
Oh, yeah,
Doc
she
kills
did.
and
Oh my god! Maybe because he really thinks it's his baby.
and he just is controlling and is weird.
How do we know it's the baby anyway? Angela can be lying, just wanting it to be Todd's.
Yeah.
Todd's. You know.
I mean, how do you hide that once it's born? It's going to be a mixed baby.
That's
True.
I thought
Yeah.
No
that
one's
was
baby
lie.
pops out.
She is gonna come out one way or another.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I don't know. Or he's gonna go after Angela, or he's gonna try to go after Todd.
Yeah.
I think
He's gonna
Todd.
come after
Todd's
Todd.
in the fire academy, or
Ooh, Todd pop off.
or he's gonna
Pop
make
off.
sure that Angela's at work. Man, I don't know. So much things going on right now. Clearly, we go back and forth. But now let's talk about our special segment, and then
Yes.
we'll do our fun special segment that Mia has created.
So, if you were here with us last week, you'll know
Yes.
this game. If you're new to this week, welcome. We're going to play at any cost. Da-da-da-da-da. So, as we
So
know,
fun.
I know, I'm so excited. So, as we know, the title of Aunt Montgomery's book is At Any Cost. So, in this game, we'll decide how low would we go monetarily to do or be a part of the situation that the characters in the show have to go through. So, first, how low would you go, or how much would you have to be paid to keep your best friend's secret?
Nothing.
Yeah, for free. Loyalty.
For free.
For free.
Yeah.
What if they were turned to a serial killer, like Ted Bundy or Doc going off?
Oh.
Would you tell? Like, what if it was something really bad your best friend did?
I would
You
still
would
do
still
it for
be
free.
loyal?
No. I would tell for free. I would
So
tell
you go
for
to the
free.
cops and you do
Bye.
it.
I'm sorry. You need help.
If I see it's something that's really hurting society or a family member or something,
Yeah.
then I would probably just
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, if other
You
people
know.
at harm, if it's kind of like their secret, but it's not really affecting more than like an immediate circle, or like, but if you're like killing people, I would have to tell, girl.
If you're
Sorry.
killing people, sorry, babe. I gotta like go to the cops for that. But if you're,
Yeah.
Team Good Girl.
That's where you draw the line.
But if it's something about like an affair or,
Or, like,
something
you're
like
making
that,
out with someone's
I'll be like,
boyfriend.
just give
Yeah.
me $10,000 a month, you know.
Yeah, like if
and
you're tax laundering or something,
Yeah.
like still mad at you, but maybe you keep
I
your secret.
agree.
You murdered someone? What? Who
I
is
am,
she?
Yeah, I'm such a rule follower. I don't even
too.
know if I can sleep at night knowing I know someone's like a murderer.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, number
Yeah.
2. Would you fire a person you know is innocent? Like, how much would you have to be paid to do it? Like in Lisa's
Oh
situation.
my god, I used to work in HR. Don't ask me that.
We won't tell. Are they watching? Hey. Just kidding.
Oh gosh, man.
If I like the person, maybe like 50K. If I really like the person.
Dollars.
If I like the person.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with
She's very
$50?
affordable. She throws out 200, 300.
I like it.
I'm the one in the 50K, 60K. No, I would first make sure that employee gets unemployment, and then I would fire them.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Benefits,
Look at you.
yeah.
You gotta get your benefits,
Sweet.
get your health insurance, go to your gyno, do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Justice will be served. I agree.
Yeah.
Go to dental, and then
Eye care, daycare, and then you do it.
It's my heart, you guys. It's my heart.
Good person, Louisa. All right, and then number 3, how much would you have to be paid to pay someone off to keep your secret, or how much would you pay for someone to?
How much do I
keep your
have?
secret?
I
As much as you want.
Because I can only afford 200.
I'm overdraft.
I'll take out a personal loan. My credit's not that bad. I mean, I don't know.
Well, hopefully I wouldn't do anything really bad.
Yeah,
but I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
what is it?
like, I don't know, in Sean's situation, like what happened with Maddie, like it was an accident. Could it classify as self-defense? I don't know.
my
Like if I accidentally killed someone,
It would be a lot, though.
I don't know.
It would be endless kind of favors throughout my whole life. I got this. I'll do this
That's
for
so
you.
true.
This, that. It's like, ugh.
Kind of like the situation with Anne, like
Yes.
your involvement never ends,
You're a
even if
slave.
it's one night.
You're a slave now. That's
Yeah.
it.
Ooh, okay, let's not do anything bad.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
scary.
yeah.
Okay.
This-
Staying
this-
good.
yeah, this show is like putting us into like this weird place where it's like we're gonna be so aware now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's time for our awesome news and gossip presented by Chelsie.
Okay, for our news and gossip, Netflix has not announced whether there'll be a season 2. However, the creator, Mike Kelly, started mapping out what it would be like if there was a future season. And he quoted, "My intention is for future seasons, assuming we get future seasons, to take place in a universe where there are other storylines never existed." So, like American Horror Story, Kelly always intended What If to be an anthology series, which means endless scope for new plots and new characters.
Praise hallelujah.
That's gonna
I'm
be
a
good.
fan of an
Yes.
anthology season. I just gonna say, want to keep my girl Renee.
Yes,
Oh,
you
you
have to keep
have-
Renee.
you
You
can't
have
get
to
rid
keep
of
Renee.
her.
Will Mike Kelly keep the characters? That's what I
I
want to know.
hope
And
so.
change the stories.
I think he needs to change
or-
the plot but keep the characters. Because I
Ooh.
love the characters, but maybe someone else could be the next Anne. You know? Like,
Yeah.
because Lisa's kind of
Lisa.
going into being the next Anne. They changed the plot, and she's the one that's now doing this.
That is so
Or
good.
like The Sinner. You know how it literally connects? It's like one character stays the
Yeah.
same.
Yes.
So take one person from the first season and they're in the next season.
Oh
then
my
it's like
God,
their story with all different people.
Yes, yeah. Oh.
You guys, that's awesome.
Thanks, Mike Kelly.
We gotta get
Yeah.
Mike Kelly in here.
Yeah, that is great news. Thank you so much. Oh
yes.
my God, that's gonna really pop off for Netflix.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do it too.
Yeah, imagine all the different people coming in and all of that. Oh my God, yay, thank you. And then last but not least, we have our top 3 segment presented by the amazing Karla.
So we've kind of gone over it a little bit already. As you know, we're obsessed with
Yes,
Anne. She's
yes.
everything. So it was really interesting seeing her develop within these next 2 episodes. Like we said, we saw her screaming into the teddy bear. So clearly she's had some trauma. She has some really dark secrets that I think are going to develop as episodes happen.
Yeah.
And we're really going to understand why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
Then we have when Anne gives Maddie the heroin back. So she's cold. She's ice cold.
heart.
She does not care who she's messing with. And lastly, I thought what was really, really interesting was when she was kind of adding up all the pieces of the puzzle and playing chess at the same time with Foster.
Yeah.
Like,
That is
I
smart.
know what move I'm making at all times and
Yes.
be ready. Because, like we've said a million times, she's 10, 20, 30 steps ahead.
I didn't even catch that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That chess part. Wow.
She's a genius.
Wow. I kind of want to play chess now.
Me too.
I'm
I'll
going to take some
relearn.
classes. It's good for
Yeah.
the mind.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know.
I was always into checkers. I need to do chess.
Yeah, no, we got to chess.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh my God, that's
Game night, what?
awesome.
Who
Right?
wins?
Thank you for that. That is so cool. Okay, you guys, so now it's time for prediction.
AfterBuzz TV prediction.
My favorite parts.
If Then.
If Then, named by me. Yeah, it's called If Then. So you start. What do you think is happening?
So I don't know. All I have to say is by the end of these 2 episodes, watching them back to back, all I could think about was Angela and Dr. Ian. I didn't care about
my
anything
God.
else.
Me
I was
too,
like, what
you
is going to happen?
guys.
So I think he's going to do something bad. But I mean, I guess the obvious prediction, which is what I wrote, is that he's going to like hurt her or kill her. But I like whoever, was it you, Chelsea? you, Louisa, who said something about him hurting Todd? Maybe?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't go for it.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think he's so jealous of Todd because that's the role he wants from Angela, that he's going to hurt him instead. If not that, at least go ahead and tell him everything. Oh my God. He's going to ruin her household.
He's so in love with her. He's obsessed. And I was rooting for him, but not anymore, you psycho. Like,
I'm like, what's so good about her? What does she do? What are the tricks?
Right? I mean,
Teach us.
I want to land a doctor. Damn.
You're like, I want this doctor to come to my house with all the keys.
Right?
And they're both fine as hell.
Yes.
Todd, I'm like, oh.
Todd
chocolate.
is just
Everyone's very
dreamy.
attractive on this show.
Yeah, everyone's beautiful on this show.
What are they drinking up in San Francisco? I don't know.
But I mean, you guys, Ian's hot too. I'm sorry, you are
Ian.
fine. And
Yeah, he's
Foster's hot.
It's like creepy fine.
Creepy fine. Very specific brand.
No one goes close to my baby boo, Sean. He's beautiful.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Sean,
Like
you're
Jenna, I love
gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, now
All
your
right.
turn.
Yeah, the same thing with Ian and Angela. I think he's not going to hurt her. I think he might start threatening her, and then he might threaten her like, I'm going to hurt Todd,
Yeah.
And so she's going to have to try to, like, if you're not going to be with me, I'm going to force you to be with me, because he has that controlling personality. And I think that's definitely going to pop up in the next couple of episodes. With Sean, we finally got to see the background and that he killed the guy for Maddie.
Yeah.
So next episode's with Maddie. That's who killed her, and I think that's, she overdosed.
Yeah.
Or did someone kill her? I don't know. But that, her death is definitely going to resurface there.
To add on to all of you, I really feel like Ian just, for some reason, I feel like Ian just wants to talk to her, not even hurt her. I think he just needs closure. Yeah. Because I think she did a very bad move. You don't do that. You let him on. You slept over. You did whatever. You did a lot of things.
She's cheating.
He's so in love with her, right? And like, I know she's cheating, but like he's so in love right now. So I feel like he's gonna go and try to talk to her, but at the same time might want to hurt Todd. That's one thing. Okay, with Anne, I feel like she's just gonna continue to try to steal the company from Lisa and Sean. Gosh, I mean, I don't know. With Maddie, that's gonna pop up. We're gonna find out what it is, and I still think there are ways that Lisa's gonna find out about Sean's past, even though she pressed delete record. Nothing ever deletes from my iPhone, right? I feel like it always
How does she
goes.
not know?
You're so dumb, right? Like it goes into.
Isn't it on the internet?
I mean, it goes to a cloud, right?
The cloud is dangerous.
Like I feel like even if our Snapchat pictures, you guys, I feel like everything goes into the cloud. TMI, but everything goes into the cloud.
You can't get rid of it.
You just can't get rid of it. So that's that. Gosh, such
But
a
if that
show.
confession gets into the wrong hands, I mean, Sean's going to be in serious trouble.
That was made on purpose. The link between the first pilot with her recording and him recording.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I want an audiobook.
That just came to me right now. Why is he recording? Why is she recording, right? Something's off. Okay, we're out of time. But in the meantime, ladies, where can we all find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram at yours truly Mia, like I think you know, and on Twitter as Hot Mess Mia, because it's a hot mess.
You can find me at Karla Contreras on all social media.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chelsie Overocker and Twitter, Chelsie Overocker.
Find me on Instagram at Louisa Sharamatyan and on Twitter at Lou Sharamatyan. Next week, we will be discussing episodes 5 and 6. Okay? Bye! Bye!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.